I have stones in my throat, stones the size of fists reminiscent of the fisty imprinted in my flesh with the velocity of a sadistic hurricane, stones that sometimes cry the names of my mother, my grandmother, and all those who carry their scars on the inside because outside the world is too busy stoning us to death to realize that there will come a time when we will sever the noose of silence and speak out with the force of a thunderclap tornado unleashed, and there will come a time when we will cease to pass on our stones to our daughters and give them permission to speak, and there will come a time when we will regurgitate the stones in our throats and hurl them at any motherfucker who tells us to swallow. This is not about David and Goliath. This is about collective survival. I have stones in my throat. Ticking time bomb weapons of war, and you better believe that one day I'll use them. My name is Lishai. In Hebrew, it means my gift. When I was born, my dad didn't believe my mum that she was going into birth. By the time they got to the hospital, she was fully dilated, couldn't get out of the back of the car, and nurse had to run downstairs and deliver me in the back of the car. So I was born famous, I was in the newspaper, and then she decided to call me my gift. I think coming from the background that I come from and seeing a lot of women in my family silenced, that for me is the most important thing, and the reason why I do spoken word. It's not just for entertainment, it's not just as an extension of my creative being, it's to break that cycle of silence.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're having a great Just for Laughs. My name is Dwayne Morgan, and this is Lishai. Now, while she may look like a dummy, she's actually quite smart. Fellas, you are in luck. Today, we are going to be learning about women from an expert. Ladies, you may want to listen up.
Hello, yes.
Now, I don't have a PhD or anything, but I know a little something about the women. And like the Canadian military, us men have a responsibility and a duty to shine a light on their plight.
Agreed.
I mean, all that free thinking is so 1930s. I mean, what's that gotten you anyways?
A lot of single moms.
Exactly. And as men, we cannot rest when we see this kind of injustice.
Agreed.
You know, women, a lot of you would be much better if you were more like Lishai, only speaking when spoken to.
Agreed.
Now, fellas, if your woman is fat, you don't need to tell her that she needs to lose weight. She just needs to get rid of her mirrors. I mean, if she puts out, we're gonna love her anyways.
Agreed.
And I mean, it's kind of rough out there for the women, and there's only so much that we as men can do to protect them. Now, if she is ever sexually threatened, before asking her if she's all right, make sure she wasn't dressed like a hooker that night. I mean, ladies, the last thing you want to do is use your clothes as an invite, because we will show up.
I shouldn't have dressed in those revealing clothes that night.
Exactly. Take responsibility for your own actions so you can clean up your mess. I mean, it's no wonder that we ask for a paternity test, and I don't mean to offend, but some women, like you, would be altogether much better off if they just kept their mouths shut and their legs open.
Agreed, but do I get the chance to talk?
Not unless you have something of value to say. I mean, I am the one with the power and the male privilege at the end of the day.
Yes, and you also make $1 to every 70 cents we make.
Absolutely.
And you have more representation in Parliament Hill than we do.
Sure do.
And you control the media that controls us.
Yes.
And you've forgotten the wisdom that your mother gave you.
Yes, indeed. Wait, what?
You've forgotten that more than our reproductive ability and our body's beauty, more than Adam's rib, we are the backbone of humanity.
Can you stick to the script?
We are the unsung rebels of every revolution, the ones who sharpen our tongues for battle while you load your guns with bullets of ignorance.
Well, folks, we're gonna wrap this one up early.
You who has the audacity to legitimate rape by virtue of what a woman wears, spreading your disease of indifference, propagating paternalism over equality, never paying attention to the intersection of gender and poverty.
Well, that's enough out of
No,
you.
motherfucker, now it's my turn. You are a motherfucker, one who fucks with all that is sacred in she and we, the women who run shit. We are the axis upon which this earth spins, and then you have the audacity to try and teach me how to be safe? Why don't you teach other men how to not be predators?
But I mean, come on.
No buts. We've been spoon-fed by your industries, your mass media monopolies, your power-hungry women gotta stay in the kitchen, take care of the kids, always ready to suck cock, take the back seat philosophies. And while it might seem like you're the one pulling the strings, don't get it twisted. We're the ones running shit, and the only dummy here, it's you.
One of my teachers once said, I write to know the person I don't know I am, and I think through writing, I get a better understanding of who I am. I get to excavate personal stories, I get to cultivate my true essence.